Aloha, everybody, and welcome back to the Queer and the Queen. I am Jacobi, act like you know me, Jones, and today I have back in the house with me one of my favorite queens, Miss Nice Nasty. Now, let's get right into it. Lisa Marie Presley passed away. What were your thoughts, and did you see her at the Golden Globes the night before looking disheveled?
I did not see her at the Golden Globes, but I'll tell you what, I did have the breaking news on my phone yesterday that said that she was, taken to the hospital for cardiac arrest. And then by the time I got home an hour or two later, it said basically that she passed away. It was really, really quick.
So she was at the Golden Globes the night before, and she looked sedated. Like, I don't know if you Google the pictures, I'll put one up on the screen. She just looked like she had been going through some things. We want to say a shout out for, like, you feel sorry for the family. But I also heard that her son committed suicide like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes, he did.
And she's been struggling with that. I also saw her in an interview where she said she reached an addiction struggle at the age of 40. So she's been on the struggle for about 14 years as far as just addiction. Then she lost her son, and I could kind of see how you just stopped caring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah, honestly, I have heard about Lisa Marie Presley forever. I think like since her and Michael Jackson were married, and after that, I never really heard about her, heard anything like that. So when I went into cardiac arrest, for some reason, I thought she was much older, but then I realized she was just in her 50s, right? Just a little bit,
54.
Older than me. So so I was just like really shocked by that, and then the cardiac arrest thing happened, and then I found out her son, had committed suicide, which I didn't know either. Like I knew nothing after Michael Jackson. I knew nothing of this woman, what happened to her. So it was really sad that the memory that followed was her dying.
I saw her say in an Oprah interview that she's like a person who does not like the limelight, right? Like she was like, I've never wanted this attention. I'm just a child of someone who is a superstar. You know what I mean? Yeah. She was like, but I've never really wanted this attention. So I would imagine like her whole life, that has been a struggle. And then, she has, goes on, live life, has children. She has 4 kids. One has passed away. And, it just looked like in her eyes the night before at the Golden Globes, like she was just checked out. Like she was extreme, like her eyes are like real, like in all her pictures, like she was there, she could communicate, but it looked like some prescription drug abuse to me, because I've seen drug abuse in different forms, you know what I mean? Like, and certain things look certain ways, right? Like she was right. It was like she was on prescription heroin type, like just the way she looked. I don't know. This is allegedly, but it was just a sad sight to see. So when I saw her at the Golden Globes, it looked like what's going on with her? Like something's wrong. And then the next morning she has a heart attack.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even know she was struggling with an addiction. So I have really no opinion on it, because I knew nothing. Like I said, after Michael Jackson, that's it. And I know that it's Elvis Presley's daughter. That's it.
Well, speaking,
condolences to the family.
That's sad too when you mentioned Michael Jackson, because he struggled with addiction. She struggled with addiction. But you know what I really think killed them is fame. They struggled with fame. You know what I mean? Well, but in the concept of parents, girl, okay, Tory Lanez's father has taken his toxic masculinity to the internet to grab his 15 seconds of fame, and he attempted to apologize to Megan Thee Stallion. Did you see it, and what do you think?
I think that man's spray painted hair, the spray paint is seeping to his brain, causing brain damage. I wish he would go away.
Girl, I was watching that interview. First of all, he had the part spray painted. I was like, did he?
Child, why would anyone allow him to get on camera looking like that, first of all?
Now, you know what though? Because Tory Lanez, I think he had like that scalp surgery, like went to Turkey or Israel or something like that and got it done. And he looked like he either got it tattooed. His father looks like he has it either tattooed or he got the surgery, or maybe it's the spray paint. But either way it goes, brother, just embrace your age. You know what I mean? Like, just embrace your age.
It is,
and get off the internet. Like, he is not like.
Just stop. Stop. Go away. Go away.
Just go away. I agree with you. I don't like when he came out of that courtroom huffing and puffing like the big bad wolf. We're gonna get justice. I was just sitting there, just like, oh my God, you wish you living through your son's career. Like your son don't even be out here screaming in these streets like this. You just want a taste of fame. Same thing that killed Michael, and same thing that killed Lisa Marie.
But this is what I'm saying though, like I'd rather have good fame than bad fame, and that basically you're looking like a mental patient at this point. Okay, just be quiet. Okay, go back into wherever you came from, because I literally have not seen or heard of this man until the verdict came about. So you could just go away.
Exactly. I did not. He wasn't huffing and puffing and blowing down the house while everything was going on, or before it happened, or these like year or two while they've been like going through things trying to figure out what was going to happen in court. And he wasn't doing none of that. He was quiet as a mouse where he should have stayed.
I can't take anyone serious that I could see that their hair is spray painted on. I'm sorry. I can't take you serious. You're coming out here with clown activity, okay? And I don't attend circuses, so I'm okay.
I wish you on that. In the sense of toxic masculinity, Kevin Gates has gone on a podcast talking about he likes it when his woman pees in his mouth and he thinks that it's beautiful. Now, let me ask you this, okay? Mm-hmm. I have heard from several men that when a girl squirts, she's really peeing. But I have heard from other men that squirting is not urination. It's not like you ate it so good or you beat it down so bad that her bladder broke. Is that it's a different fluid. I don't know the biology of this, so I'm gonna need you as a female species to school me. I mean, I done been up in some stuff before. But
like, you know what? I am sorry. I'm just not versed in that area, and I just don't know. Like, it is just crazy to me that, like, I don't know, some things I guess you just don't say like for public to hear. And that's one of those things that I think Kevin could have just kept to himself. But then again, we are talking about Kevin Gates, and he has absolutely no filter whatsoever. He's still my husband, still my man. I'm gonna stand by him, but I'm just like, wow, dude, you just out here telling our business. That's what I was thinking when I, heard him. I still love him.
I'm okay with him being honest like that, because I think that we need to be more sexually honest in our lives. You know what I mean? Like, I think that men need to be more truthful about what they enjoy, and women need to be more truthful about what they enjoy. You, as someone who has a very open-minded look on relationships, I think can kind of appreciate where I'm coming from with that.
Yeah.
But
the thing, people kink shame. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not shaming him by any means. Like, if that's his kink, that's his thing. He loves it perfectly fine. But I know you say we should be honest, but people do kink shame, and it's unfortunate. So a lot of people are.
Did he name the girl? Because
I don't know if he did or not. I can't recall.
I don't think he did. Because I watched it, I don't think he named the female. So I mean, she would know who she is. But let me ask you this: are you embarrassed? Would it be an embarrassing thing if you squirted in the sheets? Like, are you like, oh my God, like, is it pee? Is it the different fluid? Like, what? Come on, let me hear me knocking. Let me in.
Listen, I don't know. I can't comment. I don't know.
So you ain't never squirted.
Jacobi.
Don't be shy, girl. Let that new wig breathe. Tell the truth.
Okay, so there is a study done by this Japanese guy, I think it is, that it did some sort of like coloring in the bladder and had this woman climax, and the squirting fluid had a tinge of that coloring that they had inserted into the bladder. So they said that it's a mixture of both, basically, because of where it comes from. So that's why I say, you know what I mean? It's probably pee, but
a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yeah. So I did read that article about 2 months ago that they did a study, and that's what they found.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he is drinking pee, and he said he thinks it's beautiful and he likes it. Now, I mean, I'm not one to judge, because gay men do this every day. Not all gay men. I guess I shouldn't put it like that, but a lot of men are into drinking urine. I got some kind of nutritional and enzymes in it. I don't know. It's not my thing. But if you thirsty, I'll help you out. But it's not my
Have you helped someone out before that was thirsty, Jacobi?
It's not my thing. I mean, I've done it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know. I mean, if my family's watching, Please turn the
You
channel.
have done the drinking, or have you been the server?
I have been the fountain to the cup.
Ooh, okay. Okay. Is there like some sort of preparation for this?
And
Like,
it was like it was a thing that happened. He was just like and I was just like, well, I gotta go anyway if you really want to. Anyway, so it was an experience that I had. Not my thing. I would never do it. Like some people, and the whole time I was thinking, who hurt you? Like, why are you into this? Like
if the price is right, maybe I would.
Everybody has a price. I was just watching a different. I was just watching.
Gonna be ashamed to say it.
The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne and I can't remember the gentleman's name. He owns Hollywood Unlocked, but they were talking about how everyone has a price. He's a biracial gay guy. Hilarious though. Okay. In the concept of relationships and marriage, Kanye West just married his architectural designer for the Yeezy brand, which is now closed. And I don't even know necessarily what I know. It's not attached to Adidas anymore. I don't know if maybe he can do something or how that's going to work out. But what do you think? And I'm asking you, what do you think in a sense of this woman? Why would this woman marry this man who sees, like the whole world knows what's going on with him, and she just is coming across as opportunist?
Well, no, she's worked for him for several years and is allegedly married because they're yet to find a marriage certificate. TMZ, and we know how good TMZ is, honey. They work harder than the devil. Okay,
right.
TMZ has not been able to find a marriage certificate as yet, so it's allegedly. Maybe it's a spiritual ceremony. I don't know. Listen, we're talking about Kanye here, and people that are attracted to them. They're a special breed of people, and it'll be interesting to see if this is, number one, real, and number two, how it turns out, because look at what happened with him and Kim. There's no secrets with Kanye, so we'll see how this turns out.
Yeah, they just both look like mental patients to me. I saw them in that picture in the restaurant, and he had that jacket on with like this weird, crazy hairline as well, just like Tory Lanez's dad. And then she was like, one day she had long brunette hair, and the next day she had blonde hair, and it's like shaved short. And I'm just like, what in the mental patient is going on here? She
got bit by the Kanye virus, basically. And
yes, in my head, that's a very good way to put it. Very good way to put it, because in my head I thought, what has this man done to make you look like this? Like, he clearly has convinced you. Now, to be fair, Kim Kardashian said when they were in a relationship that he was like her designer, and he like always had like, and to be fair with that, she was always the most poppinest thing on like red carpets. Like, what is she going to be wearing? You know what I mean? So it's not like he is not a creative genius, but I use the word genius lightly because I don't want people to take the concept of being like, unless I behave like I'm a mental patient, I'm not creative. So but you're right, though. I don't know about the marriage now that you mentioned it, because there's no marriage certificate that TMZ has found.
There's nothing at all, no photos or anything. This is just something that we hear, and maybe there's like a spiritual ceremony, like I said, or something of the sort. But I don't know about marriage per se, right? Because I think if Kanye could get Kim Kardashian back, he probably would just drop whoever else and get back with his wife and his family. Ultimately, I think he would. Kanye is very interesting, and he's been quiet for a while now. If you realize, like, he hasn't really been in social media, been in the blogs and things like that. So, but we know, he goes away quietly, but when he comes back, it's like a twister tornado. Vengeance. So, so we'll just wait for it.
So, in the concept of love, marriage, and relationships, Dangerously in Love stars Chrisean and BlueFace are all over the internet. Now, I want you to tell me about this, because you are a much bigger fan than I am.
I have not watched an episode, and I'll tell you why. Is because I think I mentioned this on the last show. I was a little bit turned off that I thought it was like, at first I really thought this was like something that was authentic, it just happened. It was organic with them. But it was very interesting how when they had fallen out, and I can tell you how Blue exposed Chrisean, and then the whole shooting thing at the nightclub, and she just seems so intoxicated all the time. And as much as I was so excited for them, like, I had to pull back and say, Christy, what is wrong with you? Like, why is it that you enjoy watching this train wreck, right? It is entertaining. I get it. but I do feel bad for Chrisean because she's always under the influence. I don't think I've really seen her sober. I've seen her under the influence and happy, or sober and angry, like spazzing on someone, ready to fight, ready to buck. Like you just say it, look it, like Chrisean is ready to go. And
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen an episode. I just see little clips here and there. I saw that BlueFace mom and sister, they were at a get together, or like to extend an olive branch, I think, kind of thing. And BlueFace said something that I thought was interesting. He told his mom, he said, "You're not my kind of woman, or you're not my
I
type
saw
of
that
woman."
too, which was like, what are you trying to say? Like, you ain't fucking your mama.
And now I do want to watch that episode because there's context around it. So it's just that little excerpt. I was like, why would you that? It didn't sit right with me.
Is it that maybe, I mean, we'll have to watch the episode to find out, but is it that maybe you're not my kind of woman because she ain't running up behind him like every other kind of woman? You know what I mean?
That's your mom.
I know, we know this, but he exudes toxic masculinity and clearly has narcissism. So, you know.
Yeah, I'm yet to watch an episode though. I just watch a little excerpts here and there, and that's it.
Yeah. I don't know. I definitely agree with the word train wreck. They are a train wreck like I ain't seen. And I hate to use the example of Whitney and Bobby because that's only because they were like drug users. But people always say, you know, we wild like Whitney and Bobby. And none of these people are talented like Whitney and Bobby.
Of course not.
Right. The only couple in history, I would say, that could come close was that couple back from Real Housewives, not Real Housewives of Atlanta, but they Love and Hip Hop, the Puerto Rican princess, and what's his face? He was a music producer.
Are you talking about Jocelyn and Stevie J?
Stevie J. Now, Stevie J is talented. Jocelyn was just a stripper that he brought up the ropes. You know what I mean? Stevie J is actually a talented musician. I will give him that. He's a piece of shit of a boyfriend or a significant other, but he's a talented musician. I can't take that away from him. So I get the whole Whitney and Bobby thing there, but Chrisean and BlueFace, like BlueFace ain't that talented and he ain't got nothing going on. And Chrisean is just a broken little girl, it seems like, and it's so sad.
I really think she could go far with the right people around her, but it's just like so unfortunate that it's BlueFace and they don't have good handlers. I think they both can be great, but they're just, yeah, it's a train wreck. I'm sorry. It's
definitely a train wreck. So in the concept of relationships and train wrecks, Lori Harvey is now dating Damson, I believe is how you pronounce his name.
I think so.
Damson, and he was seen with a picture with Michael B. Jordan. Now, she also was just in an interview with one of the ex-co-hosts of The Real, and she asked her a multitude of questions. I watched the interview. One thing that stuck out to me was that she asked her, what did you want people to know about you that wasn't really true? And she really didn't have a specific real thing to say other than that, like, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm smart, and all this stuff. But I did like what she says Steve Harvey teaches her. And the biggest thing that he teaches her is never forget that you are the prize in the relationship. And I was like, I like that, like female empowerment, you know what I mean? Like, I like that. What do you think of Lori and how she presents herself? Because I personally think that there's nothing wrong with what she's doing because people are coming to their own conclusions. She doesn't really confirm or deny anything. People just conclude.
She doesn't speak often.
Yeah, she's a very quiet girl.
Yeah. So what I think about it is that she's definitely living her life with no regrets. And I believe that she's living in her own truth. If it doesn't work for her, it doesn't work for her. And she's not scared of moving on. Society has a problem with it because a lot of people, as you know, they rather tolerate toxic behavior for a long period of time for a multitude of reasons. And she has no reason to tolerate a toxic behavior. Not even the sex, I believe, is something that she would put up with in a relation. Like, I'm going to put up with a toxic relation because the sex is great, right? She just like, she owns her sexuality. She owns her presence. She owns even the narrative that people are putting out there. Like, she never confirms or denied. It was just recently she kind of like denied saying that she dated Puffy and Puffy's son. She was like, yeah, that was the strangest or the weirdest like rumor to hear is that she dated a father and son, which is not true. And I believe it was alluded to Puffy and his son because there were gossip that she dated both of them. So I'm happy that she doesn't address every rumor, because, oh my God, like, you address it all day. Beyonce doesn't address rumors. Have you ever heard Beyonce come out and address a rumor about her? No.
And, you know, to be fair, this only happens to women. When not Johnny Depp, well, let's say Johnny Depp, or when Leonardo DiCaprio or Nicolas Cage are out on yachts with 5, 6 different women,
models,
no one is saying a thing. But when Lori Harvey is just going down the street with somebody or going out to dinner, all of a sudden she's dating versus hanging out. Maybe they're just hanging out. Maybe they're just getting to know each other. Maybe, I mean, you can go on multiple dates with someone before you even considered actually dating. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think dating is like eating. You know what I mean? You eat your food and you eat breakfast, and look, I'm hungry again at lunch. I'm going to have something different for lunch. It doesn't mean that I'm committed to one item and one thing. And I'm very proud of her. Like, I really feel that women should not be ashamed. If you see me with Jacobi this week and then next week you see me with Mark, and listen, we are getting to know each other. And you know what? This is the thing. So this is the thing that I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's doing this new thing now that she doesn't go on dates for dinner dates. Like, if you want to go on a date, it is like a coffee date, it's an activity date, it's lunch date, but there's no date after 4 p.m. for her. Like, if you want to get to know me, we're going to be together in a daylight hours, okay? And I'm going to go home and eat dinner at my house, even if I just go to Taco Bell and drive through. But usually,
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it is a great idea, because literally you go to dinner time, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at nighttime. What time?
Because dinner is
what
intimate.
Are we doing after 10, 11? Exactly. It's very intimate. And before I go to dinner with you and share wine with you, I'd rather get to know you in the daylight hours of breakfast and lunchtime.
I like that a lot. I actually think I might start doing that shit. We're not going to go be meeting at no gay bar at nighttime. We're not going to go have dinner. We can have lunch on a Saturday, or we can meet for coffee throughout the week.
No wine, no shots.
Do that. No drinking.
No
we can be at a library. We can go to a museum. I love that. Yeah. I'm 38 years old and I've been out here hoeing and tricking all this time. And
listen, and I've been telling her this forever. I was like, girl, I said, Abigail, I said, come on now. I was like, let's get it together. Okay. I've been telling her, I said, if you go to dates at nighttime and you're saying your date is at 8:30, 9 o'clock, you guys are having wine and drinks and you go dancing, it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning by the time that's all over. What did you really learn about that person? What conversation did you really have that you're going to remember the next day? None.
One thing I don't do, and a friend hit me to this, right? This was back in my 20s, but she was just like, because I told her like this guy was into me and he wanted to take me out. And she was like, where he taking you? And she was like, I was like, he said, we're going to see this movie and then, we're going to see what happens after that. And she was just like, he's just trying to sleep with you. And I was like, what do you mean? She was just like, he's taking you somewhere where you cannot have a conversation. And I was just like, oh my God. I was young. I was like 24. You know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't realize putting all that together. Now, I do all kinds of things when I date, but I do love her idea. No dating after 4 o'clock. If we're going to date, it's going to be daytime. Sun's going to be out. We're going to have coffee. There's going to be no alcohol involved. Nothing to change my mind and stay clear headed so I can really see you.
Yes.
And decide. I love that.
Yes.
Kudos on her.
This is the rest of my life. And I want to be clear-headed, clear-minded when we're talking about, when I'm getting to know you. You know what I mean? Right. So I definitely agree. And I definitely encourage people to do more daytime dates than nighttime dates.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to pass this knowledge on, girl. Well, this is all we have for you today on The Queer and the Queen. These are the trending topics. Let us know what you think. Make sure you go follow Chrissy. She is logged in right there on the bottom of the screen, and follow me on all social media platforms. Ding on our notifications so you know when I post and when she posts and when we post more information. Love yourself, as we always say, and don't forget to smile.